Hi everyone, it's Simon Keeling here at weatherweb.net with a special forecast for the start of the ARC race, which begins on Sunday the 20th of November. This forecast issued on the 19th of November. Now this forecast just for some guidance, just to give you an overview as to how conditions are expected to turn out. Obviously check the official ARC forecast for the latest information, but this is to give you a bit of a heads up as to what we think is going to happen in this year's race, or at least for the beginning of this year's race. Of course, for many of you as well, it's going to be a cruise rather than a race, but again, this will just show you how winds are developing just at the moment. Now, this was a satellite picture at midday on Saturday. Shows quite nicely the Canary Islands here just sticking out of the cloud there. So a fair day across most of the Canary Islands on Saturday. Notice the cloud down towards the south though. That's what the boats are going to be heading towards as they leave on Sunday. And the trough areas out here in the Atlantic, certainly ones to be watching. That area here particularly is heavy showers, and you notice there the area towards the west of the Cape Verdes too. You can also see clearly on here the frontal systems strung out across the Atlantic Ocean here. We've got one in there, for example, and it goes all the way around into the UK and into the western parts of Europe. So this is a forecast pressure chart for midday on Sunday. It's our area of high pressure centred towards the west of the Azores. That's the area of low pressure coming into the south of the UK. Notice here this ridge that extends through the Canary Isles during the course of Sunday. And what that does is set us up actually for a reasonable north to northeasterly flow for the start of the race. Probably at around force 4. As you go southwards though, through the course of the evening into the first part of the night, picking up to the top end of a 4 into a 5. The other feature to notice on here is that area of showers out towards the west. We've just seen that on the satellite picture, and that's still there on Monday. Here it is, look out towards the west. By Monday, looking at the winds, probably mainly a north to northeasterly, and I think blown at around a 4, so top end of a 3 to the low end of a 4. Watch out though throughout for some pretty long period swells coming in, thanks to this north and northwesterly up towards the north. So there will be swells there, and certainly more than you'd expect to see given the light winds. Those swells still around on Tuesday too. The high by then out towards the west of the Azores. Still got this north to northeasterly flow to the south and the west of the Canaries. And this trough feature is still there, centred out at the west at around and centred along about 30 degrees west. Some pretty squally showers associated with that area. Some thunderstorms in there too. So do look for gusts of perhaps 2 or 3 forces above the mean, which during Tuesday is going to be mostly a northeasterly at around a 3, perhaps top end to low end 3. Further west in here, but as I say, get ready for the gusts coming in with those thunderstorms if you are heading into that area by Tuesday. Probably some of the racing fleet getting into that zone by then. And then for Wednesday, still got the remnants of this trough out towards the west. So still that area of heavy showers and thunderstorms. The high remaining west of the Azores still picking up this northeasterly flow. I think going more east to east northeasterly during Wednesday, probably around a force 3 to the low end of a 4. And by Thursday, notice still got this area of showers and thunderstorms. So as you can see there, most of the fleet probably going to be having to make its way through that zone some point during the course of this week, whether it's earlier or later. And it shows signs on Thursday of becoming a little more broken up. So not quite so organised, but still thunderstorms, still strong winds associated with those storms, and some pretty strong gusts in there as well, although the underlying wind is likely to be mostly an easterly at a force 3, and you can see there fairly light trade winds overall. And then towards the end of the week, we've still got our trough in position, still got our showers and thunderstorms. Watch for gusts in there Fairly variable winds, mostly coming in as an easterly, but just need to watch for the risk of it just turning more southeasterly during the latter part of Friday, particularly if you're in this sort of zone by then. Further west, you notice the winds are generally much lighter. So the main feature to be watching out for then for the start of the shears arc is certainly that trough out towards the west of the Cape Verdes. Now we've got loads more information over at weatherweb.net. You can follow us on Twitter at WXWeb, and we're Instagram at WeatherWeb. Of course, we've got our free weekend sailing forecast as well that goes out every single Thursday, and you can sign up for that now by sending a blank email to sailingweather-subscribe@weatherweb.net. You'll get no spam on there, don't worry, just your free weekend forecast every single Thursday. Okay, I'll leave you with that for now, but whatever you're doing, thanks again for watching, keep the sun shining, and bye for now.